Hi, this is Miss Aragon. Today we are doing the varsity sports attendance assignment. Please make sure that before we get started with this, you have read the overview and also completed step 1, so you should have a blank Google Sheet ready to go. We're going to start with step 2. It says enter the data as shown below. It's really important, as always, to make sure that you're in the correct cell. Otherwise, some of the instructions that come up later will not be right because you have to be in the right spot in the first place. So I'm going to go ahead and type this information in. That's what you need to do as well. The information in cell A1 is a lot. It actually overlaps into B1 and C1, but just go with it for now. We're going to fix that afterwards. So we'll type in McKinley High Athletic Event Attendance and press enter. I'm going to start filling in. Notice that cell A3 is blank. The word baseball is in A4. Football, basketball, and soccer. And then we go back up, and B3 is where the years start and the numbers. So go ahead and fill in all the information for step 2. Pause the video. When you're finished, resume the video, and I'll have it typed in by then as well, and then we'll move on to step 3. Alright, so now that you finished step 2, we should be ready for step 3. Please check again, make sure those numbers are in the right spot, make sure the numbers are correct before we move on. Step 3 says merge cells A1 through F1, center align, bold, and change the font size to 14. So first we're going to merge cells A1 through F1. So if I click here in A1, if I just hold the mouse down and drag all the way over to F1, I have them all selected. The merge cells button is up here. If you press that, you'll notice the little lines have gone away in between each one. So that now those cells are merged, so now they're basically one big cell. Then I need to center align. So I go to alignment and I go to center. If you don't see center align, there might be an option around here that says more, so it may be there if you don't see it. Now the title center aligned. Now I also need to make it bold and change the font size to 14. Step 4 says bold and right align row 3. So this is all the stuff in row 3, the years 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To select all of row 3, I can just click right on the number 3, and it will highlight the whole row. And then I need to make it bold, and go back up to alignment and right align. Step 5, bold cells A4 through A7. So that's these titles right here. So if I select A4 and just drag down to A7, I have them all selected there, and I can make them bold. Alright, so step 6 is a little bit different format number. So to format numbers with a comma and decimal places, we're going to select cells B4 through F7. Then from the format menu, select number, then select number again. So I need to select cells B4 through F7. These are all the numbers with, or all the cells with numbers in them. So if I click here on B4 and hold the mouse down, and just drag down, now I've got B4 through F7 all selected. So I go to Format, and Number is the first one, and from there you click on Number again. Step 7, to round the whole numbers, decrease the decimal place of cells B4 through F7 to 0 decimal places. So you see here that we have decimal places, 2 of them, which is great if we're working with, money or something like that, but we're talking about people. If you go back to the overview and read, we're looking at the number of people who attend sporting events, and they're always going to be whole numbers, so we don't need the decimals here. So to get rid of these, up here is an option that says decrease decimal place. We can press that twice to get rid of the decimals. So step 8 and 9 refer to creating a line chart. There's a lot of little sub pieces to step 8, so we need to be very careful with this one. To create a line chart, step 8, to show trends over time, do the following. A, select cells A3 through F7, then from the insert menu, select chart. So I'm going to click on A3 and drag all the way down to F7. You should be getting the hang of the selecting and dragging thing by now. Then from insert menu, select chart. It's really important that you have the right item selected here so that you see the right information in this chart. In the chart editor dialog box, that's going to be this thing over here on the right that we're going to be talking about today. In the chart editor dialog box, under the chart type drop-down box, select line chart. So chart type is right here. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to scroll down to this one that says line chart. Step 8C, select customize at the top of the chart editor box. Under the chart and axis titles, make sure chart title is listed as a type. In the title text box, type McKinley High Athletic Event Attendance. Okay, so I'm going to select Customize. And then I need to go to Chart and Axis Titles. and where it says type, we want to make sure chart title is there. Alright, so title text box is automatically putting in those 4 sports that we have listed, but we don't want that to be the title of this. So we're going to erase that. We're going to type in McKinley High Athletic Event Attendance, which is the same thing that we have in that merged cell at the top, the big one. Alright, so now we're still under chart and axis titles for step D, but we're going to change the type to vertical axis title. So vertical is going to be what's being written right along the side right here. So we selected vertical axis title, and we're going to type in their number of attendees. So this is going to represent how many people are attending. So if you look at this table real quick, we have our title here, we have the years represented here, and we have the number of attendees, so between 5,000 and 20,000. And it's also color-coded by the sport. Also on your paper, you should see a little description with photos. That'll help you out as well if you need. Alright, so now that we have our chart done, step 9 is to reposition the chart so that it is under the data. So we don't want it blocking everything. If we just click and drag, sometimes it's a little picky. If you click and drag, you want it to be underneath all that information. Perfect. Step 10, so now we're going to insert an image. So we want an image of a mascot. And for this, you can choose any mascot that you would like. So step 10, insert an image. 10A, select insert, then image. Step B, you're going to click on search. And you have a little Google search here. You're going to type in school mascot. And then you're going to press the search icon or hit enter. Now you're going to get plenty of choices here, so just pick one that you would like and choose that one. So I'm going to go with this one. It's going to come up probably really large. So the next step, step 11, once you have your image here, again, any image that you would like, is to resize the image. So resize the image, step 11, by placing your cursor over the bottom right-hand corner until it becomes a double-sided diagonal arrow. So if I select this, down in the corner, we'll see this arrow pop up. And we want to click and drag the bottom right-hand corner until it fits within columns H and I. So here's columns H and I right here. We want it to be smaller than the width of that. So there we are, we fit within. You make it a little bigger even. And then I'm actually going to move it up a little bit. You can have it anywhere in H and I, but I would say it's got to be somewhere next to either the chart or the data. So I'll move it up right there. Once you've done this, you're finished your spreadsheet. So what you want to do is proofread, make sure your numbers are right, make sure your chart is correct, make sure it's got a title, the correct vertical axis title. Your image should be between columns H and I, and it can be any mascot that you want. Once you are finished, you're going to follow the next step to turn in your assignment.